Once upon a time, in the heart of a distant kingdom, there was a fearsome creature known as the Minotaur, half man and half bull. This mythical beast resided within a sprawling maze, constructed with impenetrable walls and intricate pathways. Legends whispered of its insatiable appetite for human flesh, its bellowing roars echoing through the dark corridors. The Minotaur had been left to its own devices by a vengeful god, cursed to forever dwell in the labyrinth as punishment for the transgressions of its father. Countless brave souls ventured into the daunting maze throughout the years, hopeful to prove their worth and bring an end to the Minotaur's reign of terror. Many courageous warriors equipped themselves with shining armor, boasting immense strength and unwavering determination. One by one, they entered the maze, their hearts filled with noble intentions and a belief that they could overcome any obstacle. They followed the twisted paths, clutching fear tightly in their chests, desperately searching for a way to vanquish the beast. Within, however, no matter how valiant their efforts, the Minotaur proved to be an adversary unlike any they had faced before, cunning and relentless. It stalked its prey, its enhanced senses detecting even the faintest movements. Its menacing eyes glowed with an otherworldly intensity, enough to make the bravest warriors tremble in despair. The labyrinth, intentionally designed to disorient and confuse, played equally mercilessly with their minds. With each failed attempt to slay the creature, the warriors were drawn deeper into the maze's labyrinthine dance. Desperation gripped their hearts as they realized they were locked in a seemingly never-ending nightmare, a futile struggle against an unbeatable adversary. The Minotaur, fueled by an insatiable bloodlust, seemed to grow stronger with each life lost within its prison. The scent of fear and defeat clung to the very air, feeding its monstrous appetites. Its savage horns glistened in the dim light, crimson stains painting a macabre story across its grotesque form. News of failed attempts spread like wildfire throughout the kingdom, winding their way into frightened villages and bewildered towns. Families mourned lost loved ones, tears of sorrow mixing with tears of anger and frustration. The plight of the Minotaur seemed insurmountable, an impossible task tormenting the people's hopes for a peaceful existence. Next, a young and seemingly unassuming villager named Ariadne stepped forward. She had spent her entire life fascinated by the legends surrounding the Minotaur and the labyrinth, but her curiosity had transformed into a burning desire to bring an end to the terror that plagued her kingdom. Ariadne possessed a keen intellect and a natural inclination toward problem-solving. Instead of relying solely on physical prowess, she believed that defeating the Minotaur required a different approach. She spent countless hours poring over ancient texts and studying architectural designs, piecing together fragments of forgotten knowledge. As the daughter of the kingdom's master builder, Ariadne was privy to the secrets of constructing labyrinths. She discovered that hidden among the intricate pathways, there lay a single thread that led to the very heart of the maze, cutting through the chaos and confusion. This thread promised an escape from the never-ending dance of the labyrinth. Armed with this revelation, Ariadne devised a plan. She approached the king and proposed a different kind of battle strategy. Rather than sending in more powerful warriors, she suggested a more cunning approach, using the labyrinth's own design against the Minotaur. The king, weary from the endless cycle of loss and despair, agreed to give Ariadne's plan a chance. She marshaled a group of warriors, not the strongest or the mightiest, but those who possessed agility, intelligence, and a willingness to trust in her unconventional tactics. Together, they ventured into the labyrinth, following Ariadne's guidance. As they weaved through the maze's treacherous pathways, They encountered relentless challenges and deadly traps. But with Ariadne's knowledge of the labyrinth's secrets, they were able to evade the Minotaur's detection and move undetected, inching closer to their goal. Finally, they reached the heart of the maze. Within the flickering torchlight, they caught sight of the terrifying Minotaur, its monstrous form towering before them. But instead of engaging in direct combat, Ariadne revealed her masterstroke. Using her knowledge of the labyrinth's layout, she revealed the thread she had discovered. As the warriors unraveled it, they left behind a trail that led directly to the exit. The Minotaur, consumed by its bloodlust, charged at them blindly, following the warriors as they deployed their agility to evade its attacks. In a death-defying race against time, they led the Minotaur through the maze, tracing the thread back to the entrance. With each step, Ariadne's plan unraveled the beast's fate, redirecting its fury away from the vulnerable villagers and toward its own doom. As the Minotaur charged toward the warriors, its instinct suddenly kicked in. A primal surge of awareness that stopped it from blindly following their movements. Its eyes locked onto Ariadne, sensing her role as the orchestrator of their escape. With a snarl, it halted its charge, refusing to be led any further. Ariadne watched in awe and trepidation as the Minotaur stood its ground. She realized that her plan had been anticipated, that the beast had adapted to its tormentors. Sweat trickled down her brow as she considered her next move. In that moment, an unexpected calm overcame Ariadne. She looked into the Minotaur's eyes, seeing not the monster that had been feared for centuries, but a creature burdened by its own wrath and its eternal curse. In a voice steady with empathy and understanding, she spoke to the Minotaur. Daring to reach beyond the boundaries of fear and hatred, Minotaur, she began, her words filled with sincerity. We are not your enemies. We seek neither bloodshed nor revenge. We only desire an end to the suffering inflicted upon our people. Will you hear us? The Minotaur hesitated, its gaze flickering with a blend of confusion and curiosity. It had never been addressed in this manner, treated with anything other than aggression. Tentatively, it lowered its horns, signaling a momentary truce. Ariadne seized this opportunity and spoke further, recounting the stories of loss and despair that touched every corner of the kingdom. She painted a vivid picture of a future where fear was vanquished, where vengeance was replaced with compassion and understanding. For moments that felt like an eternity, the Minotaur stood, absorbing Ariadne's words, its towering presence no longer a symbol of terror, but of a creature yearning for liberation. Finally, as if a decision had been made, the Minotaur lowered itself onto its heavy-set haunches, its menacing aura softening. In a display of immense courage, Ariadne approached the Minotaur. Unafraid, she extended a hand, an offering of peace and unity. The Minotaur, seemingly recognizing her sincerity, cautiously extended a massive paw to meet her outstretched hand. From that day forward, the Minotaur and Ariadne forged an unlikely alliance. Together, they worked to bring about change, breaking the cycle of fear and violence that had plagued their kingdom for generations. They erected a monument within the labyrinth, a symbol of reconciliation and the power of understanding. Their story spread far and wide, becoming a parable told to future generations about the importance of empathy and finding common ground even in the most dire of circumstances. The Minotaur, once feared and reviled, became a guardian of the labyrinth, protecting it from those who sought to exploit its secrets. And as the kingdom flourished under a newfound era of understanding, the legend of Ariadne and the Minotaur lived on, a testament to the transformative power of compassion and the strength that can be found within. the unlikeliest of alliances.